Today, we will be in discussion with an amazing woman, Miss Aditi Gupta, director of famous multi-designer clothing, accessories and jewelry shop, BG's, which is in South X, New Delhi.
It's going to be exciting. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talk to Us Today. Today, we have our segment, She Roars. Now, in this segment, we speak to our inspirations. These are women who've roared ahead in their fields, inspired us with their perseverance, strength, resilience. And these days, what we all need in life is a hint of positivity because it's really hard to come by. And I find our guest, who I'm honored to call a friend as well, one of the most positive women I've met. It's easy to be positive when everything's going well, but to be positive when the chips are down, to be resilient in the face of, troubles and grief, it's remarkable. And I've personally seen this in Miss Aditi Gupta, director of this famous, well-known, anybody in South Delhi all knows about your famous shop. I know that you're expanding and doing well. So we were going to talk about that, but we're really here to talk about you. So welcome, Aditi.
Hi,
Thank you so much, Simrit and Namita. And you've really humbled me down. It's a humble beginning right in the morning.
Great. I know, it's great. Welcome. Welcome to Talk to Us today. So let's start a little bit about your background. You're a Delhi born and bred girl, I think, yeah? And you study journalism. So how did you get into that?
Okay, that's a lovely story because I was a commerce student in school, commerce with maths. And, my mother saw that streak of journalists within me wherein I could write, I could talk. And being very active in my editorial board in school. And, in modern school, we take the editorial board, our magazine, very seriously. So being on the ed board for the longest period of time, she saw that streak in me. And she was the one, who actually was instrumental in making me choose this line at the prestigious Lady Shri Ram College. And would you believe it? I just filled one form for one course at Lady Shri Ram College way back, some years back. It was, I was lucky enough to get through it. Today I feel that, yes, it was something that gave me that feeling where I could communicate. And communication, I feel, is the most important thing. You don't need to learn it, but you need to know how to do it right.
Very well, yeah.
So did you work in journalism after that?
Yes, I was lucky enough to get a lot of opportunities. I was picked up by Hindustan Times by Mr. Veer Sanghvi. So I did a lot of writing for the City page, a lot of it. And then with HT City, then I went on to Delhi Times. I worked with Vinod Nair over there. I was his person, the man Friday, as people say, for everything that was to be done on the page. Wow. And then I had, I also worked with there was an electronic media channel of IGNU, Gyan Darshan, which was launched in those years. So I even emceed and was a compere on TV as well. So a lot of experience wherein I worked with a lot of magazines. I was with Magma Publication for the longest period of time.
Wow.
And then marriage happened.
So what year we are talking about when we're talking about your journalism experience?
I did it all from 99 to 2004. I was superbly active in various fields.
And, I must tell, that is the time where, at that time, the kind of openness we have right now for the women in journalism and, in other areas, it was not there. So going into journalism.
It wasn't easy.
Yes, it wasn't easy. Yeah,
it wasn't really easy. It wasn't easy.
Then you said you got married. So 2004, you got married?
Yes.
And then you just quit this right away, family or what?
Yeah.
What was it after marriage?
It was a very, my husband was a person of a very open mindset, although he really wanted me to work. But somehow, at times what happens is that you succumb to the family pressures that, they want you to behave like a stereotypical bahu of the house where you have to do the cooking, you have to do the basic needful of meeting relatives, going here, going there. And not stepping out of the house, not stepping into the man zone that, the men folk are going there. But I got somewhat support over there. I tried to do some courses because I was a marketing graduate. I've done my marketing MBA as well. So I did a single year marketing MBA as well. But, I used to give him my tips. that this is how you can do your business. I would keep on giving him tips and tricks for things. But it was after my son was born in 2006, and then once he started going to school, I started meeting like-minded people, and I started interacting with them. Got my capacity of again resuming my skills. So I think in 2011 I started working again.
Okay.
And that's when I started my brand of real jewelry, which was specifically aimed at doing exclusive pieces of jewelry, and were designed all by me.
Oh, and this
Again, that's a shift from what line I was and to what line I went.
Yeah,
So,
I'm curious to know why jewelry? Like, you had some fascination about jewelry?
Basically, BG's the brand is something that my husband started way back in 1992. So it's a brand which is on from 1968, but 92, my husband, diversified it into jewelry and clothing and everything. So because obviously jewelry is every woman's dream, and no woman needs to learn how to wear jewelry or to create jewelry for themselves. So I took interest to that. And again, as I started off by saying that, communication is important. So I feel the way you dress up, the kind of jewelry you wear communicates a lot about you. And, how you present yourself is the biggest form of communication to the outside world, and more so for yourself as well.
And so then in the recent past, something happened, and that was a big turning point for your life, right?
See, I lost my husband in the year 2022 due to sheer medical negligence of doctors in the hospital. But, as people rightly say, that grief is something that you cannot grieve enough. You've never grieved enough. You've never come out of that state, or you cannot fill that void that is there in your life. But the best part of my life and the biggest blessing of my life is my mother. I lost my husband on the 27th of November. 28th, we had the prayer meeting. And 29th, my mother said, whatever said and done, go to work, even if it is for an hour, because life moves on. You have to live your life because you are alive. And that's something, which resonated with me, because my husband always, because obviously all the men drink alcohol, mostly. I know Madhav doesn't. But, he used to say, Johnny Walker ki bottle ke upar likha hua hai that, keep walking.
Yeah.
So that was his motto of life. And I think that resonated with me when mom said that just keep on going. Keep going on. You have to move on. You have to be positive. Look at your son. My son was just 16 years old when he lost his father. Looking at him, I took my strength. And I think here I am, more composed. I would say each day I have grown, and kept me going, because that was a catalyst for me to look at myself every day in the mirror and say, Aditi, you have to make the best of your life. Whatever has happened cannot be changed, and nothing in the world can change that. But yes, what can happen can be changed, and that's in your hands. Yes, there are low days. I wouldn't deny that. I'm a human being. There are low days when you miss that companion of your life. You miss the father to your child, that, because, but I'm lucky, there are people who are so human around you. There's such wonderful people around you who never let you have a low day, a low moment. That's how it is. And now work keeps me happy. My son keeps me happy. He looks at me for strength. I look at him for strength. And
wow, that's amazing. BG's is a well-known brand. So how do you envision the future of this business that you are at the helm of? So
now this is something very nice, Namita, about 20 odd years back, when fashion jewelry was launched in Delhi by my husband, nobody understood it. They thought it was nakli jewelry. Now, nakli jewelry has become priceless because gold has become untouchable, and fashion has become the core of everybody's dressing. So when we're looking at the masses, people want to dress up. Everybody wants to look nice. So fashion jewelry comes into the picture there. You want to accessorize yourself, and everybody knows globally, fashion jewelry was already doing the rounds to a very large extent. When you go abroad, people do not wear their precious solitaires, or it's a once in a lifetime, investment in a Tiffany piece or a Cartier, or, any kind
And
of
that too, you end up putting in the locker or in the wardrobe,
Yes.
somewhere inside, like, oh, and then rarely you're wearing it. It's yeah.
Exactly. So today you see how most of us are wearing an Apple Watch. We've kept all our luxury watches in the locker.
Yes.
One thing. पहले क्या होता था कि we used to wear just something which is very classic. And especially in India, it was like, if you're not wearing gold, if you're not wearing diamond, then you're not wearing the right thing. You're not earning enough, or, your family wealth is not enough. But slowly that mindset has changed. And today, after 20 years, especially like for me, it's more than 10 years now into this line of business, where I'm doing fashion jewelry, which is metal based also, which is silver based. And I obviously do precious jewelry as well. It's interesting to know when parents come with their children, and daughters mostly, that they say that, mom and dad, why didn't you invest that amount for us? We will not be wearing those heavy sets. We will not be wearing those chunky sets. So take bridal jewelry on rent for us, which is an imitation bridal jewelry, and let us invest that money. Let that money grow.
Also, the designer costume jewelry pieces are amazing. I mean, and also it gives you a chance to have a lot of variety, so you can match with different outfits and stuff. And it's about affordable fashion. So that's a really important part of fashion, because fashion is not the birthright of only an elite class of people.
Yeah.
Fashion is for everyone. And now when you go on the streets, 20 years ago, things were different when we were all in college, let's say 20 years ago. But when you go back and you go to colleges and you see, oh, wow, yeah, we never used to dress like this, because affordable fashion is also there.
Exactly.
And of course your store, of course you weren't a part of it at that time, and maybe your husband was also very young at that time, but this was an iconic store in South Extension. So you had the big premium, Hazuri Lal Khan, Khanama, but we would always gravitate towards your store, because that was affordable fashion, and it was one of a kind at that time. And
Yes.
It's really great that you are now, as a woman, at the head of this. So you're going to take it to a different level, because you know the pulse better, right? What advice do you have for someone who's it may not be the same situation, maybe somebody dealing with some personal illnesses, maybe somebody dealing with some other problems? What is your advice, personally speaking, to these people to become more resilient, more positive, how to move on, how to keep walking, like Mr. Johnny Walker, our friend?
I first of all, obviously, again, my mother is there, and I'm sure everybody has one person whose one line would also make a difference to your life. So give that person a year. It's very important to give that person a year. And another thing I think is, we need to understand that this too shall pass. So when you believe that this too shall pass, you start counting your blessings today. Always see your blessings. There are people who are really working hard to make you stand back again. And at times a person is in complete denial. No, I can't do that. No, it's not possible for me. But yes, you can. You surely can.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's right.
I think at the end of the day,
advice you give yourself, because there are moments, I know, when you're really, when you feel weak, broken, because you miss him. I know that. So
yes, I have to, and I do that. There are, initially the first year was a year of complete turmoil, because you miss that person, because there's so many things that come onto your head. Suddenly all the paperwork in the world will come to you, all the authorities have to be taken care of, and you're running helter-skelter.
And this is despite the fact that you have the grief going on, despite the fact that you have to be emotional. Yeah.
And trust me, nobody makes it easy.
Nobody,
and nobody makes it easy for you. They really rub me wrong ways. Everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere they rub you the wrong way. They try to really humiliate you to some extent that you go back into your grave. Oh, husband nahi hai. You've written he's so and so, but they will continue to mention, acha, husband nahi hai. Or they will, that's the sad part, that people do not understand that certain things have to be made easy for the child and for the spouse, or whatever, anybody who's lost their close ones, because you do not get the time also. But every day you have to wake up, you have to stand back again, you have to have that bright smile on your face, get ready, and just step out.
Very well said.
Well, Aditi, You're such an inspiring person. I have become a big fan of you. And yours, I mean, it's a strategy or your mantra or whatever you mentioned, that what it keeps you going is wonderful. With your resilience, yeah, you're a testament to resilience and strength in the face of adversity. That is
so, like Namita said, you are an inspiration for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Most welcome.
And we wish you continued success as you honor your husband's legacy while creating your own path forward.
And your own. Yeah.
Yeah, and your own path forward. That's what it is. So
yes.
Thank you so much, Aditi, for joining us today on our show and inspiring us and inspiring other women by your story, your resilience, your strength, your determination, your leadership. There's so many I can put. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all on Talk to Us today. We look forward to hearing from you all. So please do let us know what you thought of our She segment by sending us an email at hello@talktoustoday.com or use the comment section below and let your friends know where to find us.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to stay tuned with our new episodes every Friday at 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us on Talk to Us Today. Remember to talk about Talk to Us Today. Keep smiling.
Keep smiling. Keep laughing like Aditi.
Yeah.
Talk. Thank you, Aditi.
Thank you so much, Simrit. Thank you so much, Namita.
Thank you.
Bye.